Hello, pickleballers. This is Dave, and in this episode, we're going to talk about what to do if you get trapped in the transition zone. The transition zone is the space or the area between the baseline and the kitchen line here. So it's all this space here. This is also called the no man's land. The reason why it's uncomfortable to be in this no man's land in the transition is because technically you should not be there. What I mean by that is your ultimate goal is not to be there. Your ultimate goal is to move from the baseline to the kitchen. And so a lot of people struggle in this transition zone because they don't know how to approach it. In order to move from that baseline to the kitchen, that transition zone is a very important part of our strategy. And a lot of people know what to do from the baseline. They know what to do at the kitchen for the most part, but they get a little hung up on that transition. And so a lot of people feel uncomfortable in this transition zone area. Advanced beginners or intermediate players will try to run through hitting the ball as they're moving from the baseline to the kitchen line. And we don't want to do that. We want to be in control, and we want to make sure that we're moving up in a strategic way. And in this video, I'm going to equip you with some tools that you can be successful. So what I want you to be looking out for, and this is me here on the bottom left, I really want you to pay attention to my footwork. I want you to pay attention to what I'm doing when I'm reacting to when my partner hits a ball, and what shots I'm using to get out of the transition zone and up to the kitchen to ultimately win the point. So let's just take a look at the clip first, and then we'll dive into it. Okay, we'll win the point. So what's going on here? Let's break this down. So I serve the ball, okay? The returner hits an interesting return. It's interesting because it's being hit towards the sideline. It just makes it in. And if you notice where my partner is, he's shaded more to the middle. Technically, because the ball is hit to his side, he should be more protecting the line, not the middle, because I'm there. But anyway, that's not why we're here for this video. The returner hits his return. It's actually fairly short, but because it's such an awkward shot with awkward spin, my partner actually he comes up and he has to actually step back. He's sitting on his back foot. And as you know, hitting off your back foot is not good. That usually leads to pop-ups or errors. He pops this ball up, and it's going to be a slam. Okay, now watch what I'm doing. So you see what my partner's doing. Watch what I'm doing here on the bottom left. I'm starting to creep up. I'm assessing what my partner is doing. A lot of people don't look at what your partner's doing and just run up to the kitchen line. You do not want to do that. You want to take in all the information you can to make a decision about your next move. Okay, so I'm paying attention to what he's doing. Right when I see he's in trouble, he pops the ball up, I stop, and you notice I'm starting to make my break back. I see it go up, and I see my left foot. I say, uh-oh, there's going to be a problem here. So what I'm doing right now, what I'm thinking is, I want to give myself more time, and I know I have to play defense. Right when the ball goes up, I'm thinking retreat and play defense. I'm not thinking about offense. I'm not thinking about going to the kitchen line. I know that when this ball goes up, I need to play defense if it's coming to me. So right when the ball goes up, I start to step back, reposition myself. I split step before the ball gets to me. Split step. I should have split step a little bit early, but I have enough time. So I split step. I get my paddle down. The ball's coming up actually at my waist. That slam was really short, so it came up around my shoulders. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking to hit a defensive, neutralizing drop shot. I'm not trying to be offensive here because I'm waiting for a ball that's going to be more offensive, that I can be more offensive with. So I'm waiting for a ball that I can be more offensive with. This is not it. So I'm not trying to rush things here. I'm just trying to neutralize the point, get us back in control. Okay, because if I can get us back into control here, I cover my partner, and now we can start to move up. So this is a tough shot. So right now I'm trying to get in the kitchen. So I'm hitting this ball up as I'm kind of moving back. Now it's up again. Okay. However, I've given with this soft shot, I give my teammate an opportunity to reset himself. So he's back. Now he's ready to go. So now, although we're still in the transition zone and we're still on defense, we're both in good positions. We're ready to receive the next ball. So our positioning is important. So now he's moved over a little bit more to protect that line, which is important. So as that ball's coming, it was actually a great shot by our opponent. He makes a great stab here. Again, we're just trying to neutralize the point. We're trying to get in control. Right now we're out of control. It's still high, but it's not a slammable ball. So it's a good ball. So we're still in this, okay? But we're not moving up. Notice what I'm doing. Again, I'm assessing the situation. I'm watching what he's doing. I see that it's a pop-up. I know I'm not even moving right now because I know it's not a good drop. So I know it's going to come back and we have to hit another shot. So I stay where I am. I get low. I hit another slow drop. I recognize that it's going to be landing in the kitchen. And I recognize it's going to be an unattackable ball. And so does my partner. Watch. My partner's also looking at me. Again, pay attention to what your partner's doing. Don't have blinders on. When I hit that ball, he starts to recognize it's a good shot so that we start both to come in. As he's hitting, we both split step. I don't agree with what my opponent did here. I think my opponent should have sped this up and maybe even aimed for the middle here or just sped it up in general because we're still in the transition area. Okay, so this is a lesson. If you're my opponent here, if you have this shot and you see us transitioning up, and we're about 5 feet from that kitchen line. So we're still in reset mode. We're still in, let's just get this back and make our way up. Our opponent here should actually be speeding this up to us because one, it might force us to step back again, or more likely, it could result in a pop-up and where it can slam it. Or another option is, if he hits this hard, we may make an error. We may hit it into the net. And the only thing that we can really do is not be offensive so much unless we do a punch volley if it's line drive at us. So we could do that. But most likely, I'm resetting this ball here if it's hit back us. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say for us, he does this kind of fake drop thing. And so he's just given us an out. And I mentioned in my other video, we don't want to give our opponents a free pass for anything. So he gets us a free pass here. It's a strategic play. He might have thought that we were closer than we were. So he's just now conceded the kitchen line and allowing us to come up. But he drops that in just behind the kitchen line. It's an easier drop for me. And again, I'm going to drop it because I cannot be offensive with this ball because it's too low. I want to wait and be patient for an attackable ball. This is not an attackable ball. We're still in transition. We're not in a position to be offensive right now. Okay, the ball is too low. So I'm going to cross court, drop that, get my opponent to move his feet. Gives me plenty of time. With the cross court, I get extra time because it's in the air longer and it's soft. And my opponent has to hit up. He can't be offensive with this. And here we are at the kitchen. Okay, we did win the point, but that doesn't matter. The point is what our movement, our perception of what's going on. We're paying attention. We're being attentive to each other as teammates. We're seeing where the ball is going, and we're reacting to that based on how we're hitting the ball back. So let's watch it again. Make the serve. It's up. I move back. I try to drop, it doesn't work, we stay back. It's a better drop, we recognize it. And we keep it soft until we get there, and now we can play the point. We're at neutral. The opponent hits a high ball, we put it away. So let me know what you thought of the video. If you would approach that differently, we'd love to hear it. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you.